Hey everybody, we're gonna go check out the railroad tracks today to see what progress they're making on tearing the tracks apart. Shout out to Ed Payne. If you're watching, Ed, there's your old house, buddy. It's the Payne residence. Of course, the Paynes aren't there anymore. And the Danny Snyder house. I don't think I've ever put this on tape. Danny and Bob Snyder. Rob Snyder's initials, R.S. I didn't notice that for a long time until Rob pointed that out to me, that his initials were in there. And if you, a lot of you don't know that a truck actually swerved off the road by the mailboxes and plunged in this house about a year and a half ago and took out the whole wall of the living room. That was crazy. Like how, she said that a dog ran out in front of her. How you can actually swerve from the road and not stop between the time you get to the house is really bizarre. I think there was something else going on there that she wasn't saying, but anyway. The old Snyder residence there, looking pretty good. They repainted it and re-sided it, I think, after that accident. All right, for those of you who did not check out the first video I did about the railroad tracks, they're taking the railroad tracks out and they're putting in a recreation trail that started in South Sarasota. And we voted and approved for it to be brought down here downtown because they haven't been using the railroad tracks at all for some reason. Not really sure about the whole makeup of that. So they came down, I'm not sure when. I wanted to come down and see them and doing it, but they just started taking out all the rails. They've been doing it all the way over to starting at Clark Road south and then coming down here. And they just been they must have just a team of people. I didn't really see how they did it, but they must have had some kind of crane or something, and they're just pulling out all the rails and stacking them up. That's how it looks right now. And so eventually this is going to be like a paved road, so people are going to be able to bike from wherever they want, and to be able to, it'll actually go from downtown all the way to Venice, I believe, or wherever that is down south, down near Venice. So if you're one of those extreme bikers, you could actually bike 30 miles, probably 20-30 miles. But these are all the old timbers left over from them pulling out all the things. So if you want some souvenirs, now's the time to come out and get some railroad spikes or stuff. They still got some spikes left out here, right here. Some old railroad spike mementos. I have a couple of them at home. So at some point they're going to be having machinery down here pouring road. This is between Tuttle and Beneva. But I think they actually came out here and cut all the trees back too. Out there you can see all the brown spots where the trees had grown so close to this trail. Like in the first video, I think you can see me walking down here and you could hardly see down because the tree growth had gotten so far. At one point, they had trimmed it back, it was way over. And since they hadn't been using these tracks, you can see all the weeds and stuff. They do use the northern part of the track, from Fruitville north of there. For some reason they use those tracks for certain things. Let's go across down here and go see what the rails are. They've been piling them up in a big pile. So they left this last rail. This is what it used to look like. Does anybody remember coming down here and putting pennies on the tracks? That's the only memory I have. And then you come back the next day and there'd be smushed pennies. Your pennies would look like little penny blanks, all squished. This building they even moved. This is some kind of I don't know, electrical building. They even pulled this off its foundation, this silver building here. It used to be right here on this piece of concrete, and these are all the plates that I guess this is all the plates where those railroad spikes go into. They piled them all up. I wonder if they just had guys just picking them up by hand, because I didn't see them doing this work. Some miscellaneous metal over here. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a rail right there. Somebody didn't pick up. All kinds of miscellaneous metal parts. So here's what happened to all the rails for the tracks. If you've never seen the rails, you know, I've seen people take these things and cut them and make anvils out of them because it's like real heavy iron. I've seen people like cut them and then you use that as an anvil, you know, pound steel on. But I don't know how much of the tracks that is. If it goes all the way down there, there's probably like a half mile of tracks down that one way. Let's go over and see the big signals are across the street. To have a railroad crossing signal that went all the way over the street. It was like I don't know what you'd call that, like a structure that went across the street. There's the base of it right there. So it used to go up, and then it had a series of pipes, stanchions or whatever you want to call it, across, and it had all the red signals on it. And this is what was there, was this whole, you know, it has a little arm that goes down, and it had this whole stanchion. I've seen some crossings that don't have this. I was always wondering why this one had it, but there's the crossing signals. There's the base, and it's like a big L-shaped thing, and they had it where, see, it says future extension of the Legacy Trail, which is going to be the fitness trail thing. They had it to where I guess you could climb up this ladder to change the signals, and it has a walkway here. And I guess if these lights burn out, they could come up here and they could change these big signal lights. I always wonder what kind of bulbs they used. Just a standard GE bulb. This is the top part that went across the street, and there's the other one. So I think they had one on each side. Would have been kind of cool to see them pull it out. I don't know when they did this. You think it would have been obvious driving down the street if they were pulling these out. Maybe they did it on a Sunday or something. Yeah, we got more iron here. I guess that'll go to the, oh look, a Razor scooter. Nice. I don't think it works too good. I wonder where the hell that was. Somewhere in the grass or something? A Razor scooter. An abandoned Razor scooter was hanging out here. Weird. All the ties, wood ties. And all the rock. I wonder if they're going to come out here and take all this rock out. There's a whole bunch of more of the rails. And see, they've taken out this section as well, all the way down here. So this is the last of we see the tracks. This is the end of the tracks. I don't know what happened to the railroad exactly. I've been wanting to like research that and find out why the railroad business stopped. I don't know if it's just because when they invented the semi-truck, it was just a cheaper, faster way to move goods or something, and that's why but you know, up north they have plenty of trains, and people are like carrying coal and fuel and gas and all kinds of materials. But I guess it's just not the case down here. We don't have that. But I've seen the train run before north, and I think they use trains for the Tropicana uses trains to transport oranges. But for down south in here, yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't have any good answers as to why the train stopped running. And I'd say a good 15-20 years ago they stopped doing that. I just kind of wanted to document the sort of the end of the tracks and the start of the trail, which they did this pretty quick, because I think this happened like 2 weeks ago, since I wanted to actually film it. They put some heavy machinery out here and got going. It's funny that they even made this sign up like people need to know that it is unavailable for public use. That's weird. Somebody spent $500 on making a sign. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen to this aluminum, if they're just going to scrap this aluminum. All this whole thing's made out of aluminum. Yeah, so I hope you found this kind of a interesting little document, history. The last of the railroad tracks. You know, I guarantee you, after they take all this stuff away, there's probably going to be bits and pieces of metal all over the place. If you come here with a metal detector, you're going to be finding stuff for years, like this gigantic bolt. They're probably just going to wing it off to the side and put fill dirt in there over it. But as I was growing up, and some of the people in the neighborhood knows, like the train always used to run almost every day. You'd hear it coming by with the big train whistle here at near Tuttle. So all this stuff. So hopefully it'll be a beautification thing to where when they put the trail in, it'll be all nice and pretty. And you can come down here, and if you want to take a ride a mile or two, you can come down here and ride your bike. But I thought it was important to get this down for posterity. There's the where the arms and signal went right there. I'm sure they're going to pull that up at some point. All right, that's it, kids. Hope you kind of enjoyed this. Been meaning to get out here, but I actually got really sick, stomach flu, and haven't been making videos for like the past week. A little sad to see the railroad tracks going, but hopefully the new trail will be really cool, and maybe they'll do something neat with it. I've seen them. I've been on that trail in the south, and they've actually got like little water stations for your dog, and water stations, so you can fill up your water. And they actually have bike repair, like little bike repair stations, where you can use their tools. They're like on a cable, and you can, like, if you had to fix your tire, your chain. So hopefully that's going to be some cool stuff coming in. Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. We'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, have a great day.